The Mutiny of 1857 was a turning point in Indian history. Some people have even called it the first Indian War of Independence. Let go of the golden bird so easily. Despite facing initial setbacks, they fought back. In the beginning of the revolt, the British soldiers were outnumbered. Laws were passed so that rebelling soldiers could be convicted easily at trial. The British then stormed the centers of the revolt. Delhi was recaptured from the rebels in September of 1857, just 3 months after the revolt broke out. The last of the Mughals, Bahadur Shah Zafar, was tried in court and sentenced to life in prison. Both he and his wife, Begum Zeenat Mahal, were sent to prison in Burma in October 1858. Bahadur Shah Zafar died in prison in Burma in November 1862.
The British introduced many expansionist and unjust policies to fulfill their intention of becoming a political power in India. The cumulative effect of these policies, exploitation, and administrative innovations over the years adversely affected the positions of all. The rulers, sepoys, zamindars, peasants, artisans, pundits, Maulvis, etc. were a few among them who were adversely affected. The colonial policies of the East India Company destroyed the traditional economic fabric of the Indian society. The highly unpopular revenue settlements, like the permanent settlement, Mahalwari, Rayatwari, etc., left the peasants impoverished due to heavy taxation, reasons which caused great resentment among the sepoys. However, the flashpoint was reached when the soldiers were asked to bite off the paper cartridges for the newly introduced Enfield rifles, which were reportedly greased with beef and pig fat. This was against the religious beliefs of Hindu and Muslim sepoys. In February 1857, the sepoys of 19th Native Infantry at Berhampur refused to use the newly introduced Enfield rifles and broke out in mutiny. The infantry was disbanded in March 1857. On March 29, 1857, the Indian sepoys at Barakpur refused to use the greased cartridges. They were forced to bite the cartridges and load the rifles on a routine drill. Mangal Pandey, a young sepoy of the regiment, gets enraged and attacks his officers. He was later overpowered by the European soldiers of the regiment. The Indian sepoys get inspired by Mangal's act and tension grips in the entire regiment. Mangal Pandey shoots himself to avoid humiliating trial at the army court. However, he survives and is put on trial. He was subsequently hanged. At Delhi, the Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah was only a symbolic leader, and the real power was exercised by General Bakht Khan. At Kanpur, the revolt was led by Nana Sahib and his general Tantia Tope. The revolt at Lucknow was led by Begum Hazrat Mahal. Maulvi Ahmadullah of Faiziabad also organized rebellions and fought the British. Khan Bahadur Khan, a descendant of the last independent Rohilla leader, was a British pensioner at Bareilly. The revolt provided him an opportunity to claim his ruling rights over his territory. Rani Lakshmi Bai offered a stiff resistance to the British at Jhansi, but she was finally defeated at Gwalior.